what I tell you now is useful in and of itself, but it will help you understand in some broad manner what we're going to talk about today when we have our formal meeting. Everything that's wrong on this planet is wrong because a certain natural celestial force has become an unnatural and wrong force in a human being. Everything that's wrong. That means that everything that's wrong on the planet is because within you and I lives something that no longer serves the greater good, but has become maligned, malignant. And the thing that has become malignant, corrupting, destructive, and the source of all conflict, no matter what name it is given, is this force that is, again, celestial in nature, that we think of as resistance or denial. Everything created is created from these three forces. And they are governed by laws, and they serve a purpose far greater than whatever it is that they converge to create, as everything that is created from a level above itself. That's the law, everything from the inside out. But I tell you this, and it isn't to be confusing at all, because you need to know that this unnatural force lives in you. It doesn't just live in you, it's active and it uses you. Now, imagine for a moment a blade of grass. The blade of grass has in it a wish to grow out of the soil, to leave the world of darkness that it was born into as a seed, and to reach up towards that which has brought it life and gives it life, and that whose food it needs. So in that blade of grass there is this force, and it wants to go up. But also in the blade of grass is gravity, meaning the force of denying what wants to go up, what wants to pull down. And that force that wants to pull down in the blade of grass works with the force that wants to pull it up, and the light that's reconciling these forces and giving it life, so that that blade of grass can become a strong blade of grass. And there are strong blades of grass. Now that force that wants to pull down wants the blade of grass to quit. It actually wants of itself for that blade of grass to not fulfill the purpose of its existence. It actually wants that. But because it is governed by another force that marries the two, the blade of grass basically relies upon the marriage of these things, and it rises as it will rise. It becomes what it can become. Inside of human beings, this denying force, this resistance, no longer lives in relationship with the other forces. It has become an expression unto itself by a process of imagination, essentially, coupled with the natural lethargy of a physical body that doesn't want to go through what it doesn't want to go through. But you have to understand that in that body, those forces never stop acting, so that at one hand there's always something, at least it is intended to be always present. Now I'll make you the blade of grass. I want to grow. I want to stand in the light. I want to get closer. I want to get closer to that energy, to that force. That's what I want. But sometimes I don't want that at all. Sometimes I just want to be sucked back into the earth and not exist at all. I don't want to fight with this force. It's too much. I don't know what to do. And then the human being, not knowing that he or she has been co-opted, corrupted, taken over by a certain predilection on the part of a waning set of forces. Look, when you get older, some of us are starting to, the balance of these forces that started when you were a kid and that turned you into a lustful teenager and then a greedy, ambitious 20-year-old and then a aggressive 30-year-old and then whatever the heck it is that happens down the line. All these things, those are all expressions of this movement that wants to thrive and wants to drive. But it's met with its necessary counterbalance. But by and large, as a person grows up, the active force of wanting to thrive is more dominant, prevalent. And so a person tends to go along with what their imagination uses to feed their wish to rise. But as one gets older and natural energies in terms of physical energies start to wane, there is a kind of reversal of this, which in one respect is natural. Believe me, 80-year-old people are not supposed to jump off of cliffs with a bungee cord attached to their ankle. That's not natural. I'm telling you, it's not natural. Women in mini skirts that are over whatever age it is unnatural. I know, no, you don't understand. I'm living my life. No, you're living the life of something that you were and that you refuse to see no longer serves you. You're meant to continue to rise, only rise in another world. Not give in to either what imaginations drives you to or what some part of you has decided for you, that there's no point in you going on with your wish to rise towards the light. I know of what I speak here, and I speak directly to some of you, all of you, because there is always a point in which a person has to decide. And if you're not present and understand these principles, what is punishing you will decide for you so that it can punish you all the way until you leave this body. And you need to listen to me. Don't quit. Don't quit. You can do the most valuable work perhaps in your entire life in the last few minutes of your life. But if you don't work all the way up to that point, you will not have what you need in that moment to do what is necessary. And in case it's not clear to you, as my older brother used to tell me in order to explain why it was that he still ate double cheeseburgers after a triple bypass, no one gets out of here in this body. But you can depart this body with another one. That's what rebirth is. But you can't quit. You must finish the race, as St. Paul would say. The part of you that wants to lay down and give up is the part of the universe that was created to strengthen you, not cause you unnecessary, unconscious suffering.